Welcome back to the second episode of the PostUp podcast. We're back for free agency. I'm back with Owen. Kawhi's finally made a decision. He's gone to the Clippers.
It wasn't something I don't think many people saw happening. I thought they were well out of the race because they didn't have like a superstar to pair with Kawhi, or so we thought.
Yeah.
It came out completely nowhere. When I woke up on the morning and I saw a bunch of your messages saying, wake up, he's made a decision. I was completely taken back by the decision. Shocked.
Yeah, nobody really expected him to go to the Clippers, mainly because nobody thought it would happen, or like Woj and everyone was saying that it's likely to go to the Lakers. The Lakers were saying that they're positive they would get them. Toronto also thought they'd probably just re-sign, and the Clippers just sat back, made the trade happen.
It was like all the so-called NBA insiders saying he's 99% going to LA for the Lakers, 99% going back to Toronto. Clippers are out of the race. Like, they were completely written off. They come out of nowhere and got 2 stars.
Yeah, well,
where did they come from?
Kawhi, the first player to leave a championship-winning team the season after they've won the championship.
After winning Finals MVP.
Yeah, snaky move.
But you can't blame him for going back home. He gets to play in LA earning $141 million. I mean, who's going to turn that down?
That's very true.
But I think Kawhi said before he made his mind up, he asked the Clippers, I'll sign for you if you bring another star.
Yeah, the whole deal was dependent on Clippers bringing in another superstar. And sadly,
he took you guy.
They took Paul George away from me.
What was your feeling when you woke up?
I don't know. It wasn't good. After staying up and watching Zion play 9 minutes, and then having like 4 hours sleep, to wake up to see Kawhi made his decision, be like, finally, Clippers. No one expected that. Then to look down more of Woj's tweets and to see that they stole Paul George was hard to take, and to see that Woj said the whole league know about the discontent between Russ and PG. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
I think Russ has beef with anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a fabricated beef. I don't think they have any real beef. You saw PG tweeted like, let's not hate Russ. They're still brothers. I don't hate PG as much as I hated KD when he left. It's different circumstances. KD threw a 3-1 lead, then went to the team that we lost to. PG, I mean, he's going home.
You can't blame him because he gets to go home and team up with another superstar to compete for a championship.
I thought he was going to the Lakers last season, so to have him for another season, have him in MVP form, we knocked out the first round again. But yeah, I'm not too upset that he left.
But you got a good return though. You got 2 good players, Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you got a bunch of first round picks up until 2026, so they could be good first round picks.
Yeah, well, when I first saw the trade, I was happy. I was like, Gallinari, good 20-25 point a game player. I'm a big fan of Shea, so I was happy to start with. I was like, we got a bunch of picks. Then as the hours kept going, I realised that a lot of those picks are going to be awful picks.
They'll only be bad picks for the first couple of years because Kawhi, he hasn't got like long left in the tank of being like the best player in the league. So I'd say in the next 3 years, the picks might be quite high up. But as soon as they leave or Kawhi slows down, you could be looking at like, do you know the Brooklyn Nets with Boston when they made that big trade? And Boston kept on having high pick after high pick off the Nets. It wouldn't surprise me if Oklahoma started getting high picks like that.
Well, hopefully, Kawhi and PG get injured and they don't make the playoffs and we get some decent picks from them.
Kawhi's injury prone, isn't he? He misses like 25 games a season.
That could help us, but I can't be too annoyed about PG leaving. Clippers have a good team now. LA's a great place for basketball again.
Well, LA basically got more or less the same team apart from Gallinari and Shai. Brought back Beverly for $40 million over 3 years. Brought back Zubac for another 4 years. Magruder come back as a bench piece. Harkless, they got on the deal.
You're looking at that team and you're thinking, that's a good defensive team.
I think they might be the favourites for the championships.
Yeah, you're looking at Beverly, Paul George, Leonard. And Zubac, it's got the potential to be a good point getting centre. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Zubac.
You've got Lou Will and Harrell off the bench.
Yeah, Shamet's still there.
I can't believe because he couldn't get one of those 2 in the deal. They got a rookie Kabengele.
Yeah, him. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, he could be good.
He's good floor space and 3-point shooting.
Yeah, so looking at OKC after that trade, yeah, we got Gallinari and Shea. We don't have any small forwards anymore, so we need to work on that. But the one thing that I want to happen is keeping Russ.
Yeah, I think it's time to trade Westbrook. Like, his value's never going to be any higher than it is today. Like, he's 31 years old, and his game heavily relies on athleticism, so every passing day that he's not traded, his value's just going down and down and down, so they need to cash in.
I get that, but I'm big on sentimentality, and
that doesn't win in NBA.
I know it doesn't win the NBA, but the reason I support OKC is because of Westbrook, and I don't want to see him leave. It would have to be, like, I can't see us getting, like, something great for him. That's the bad thing.
You might just have to take on, like, bad contracts to get rid of him.
Yeah, and I think we might be in a rebuild. We're definitely in a rebuilding phase. Yeah, I'd much rather keep Westbrook around and trade Adams for maybe the Celtics to maybe get like Hayward and Robert Williams. I'd hope they would accept that. It works on 2K all the time. So, 2K is a realistic game, is it?
The trade could work because Boston, they've only got Enes Kanter as a centre, and he's an awful defender. So I think Adams would bring something else to that team, which they do need. And Hayward, he's over a year from his injury now, so... over a year, yeah. So he's probably never going to be a 20-point game scorer again, but he's going to get close to it, which could be useful. Him and Gallinari as a pairing could be quite a decent pairing. But OKC wouldn't really make any noise in the playoffs.
The reason I think we might trade Westbrook is because we have 3 point guards now with Schroeder, Shea and Russ. I think because we were interested in trading Schroeder anyway because of his contract. We wanted to clear cap space. But then with Houston being interested in Russ, we could trade for Chris Paul and then renounce his contract. But I don't know. We're rebuilding. It's not going to be a fun season for us.
If they keep Westbrook, they're still going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to finish with a better record than Lakers.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's no point in tanking now because of the new lottery system.
Yeah, the lottery's killed tanking.
So you may as well just run it back with the team they got now. Just give it a go, see what happens. Because what's like the limit they could finish with? Like 45 wins. That could be the 8th seed, and you get knocked out first round by the Clippers by Paul George.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get knocked out first round regardless of where we finish, so bring on next season. Talking about the Lakers, you said that OKC could possibly get a better record than them. Yeah. Obviously, very disappointed they didn't get Kawhi, but still got LeBron, AD, signed Cousins.
I feel like they're a disaster waiting to happen. Look at the players that got in the locker room. They go Rondo, he loves an argument. Boogie Cousins, he loves an argument. Joel McGee, he's a hothead. Jared Dudley, he's a bit weird. And LeBron, he's very argumentative. So, I wouldn't be surprised mid-season if they go on like a 5-game losing streak, that locker room just self-combusts and just evaporates.
Yeah, it could possibly happen, but the team isn't awful. I was surprised that Cousins signed the deal.
They rebounded well after not getting Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like Danny Green, they overpaid him $15 million a year.
Yeah, but they needed him.
Yeah, bringing Rondo back, I mean, it could be good.
Then off the bench, Caldwell Pope, Kuzma.
Yeah.
Is that Quinn Cook?
Yeah, Quinn Cook, they signed him.
Some
no
good
defence, but he'll hit some threes.
I mean, yeah, defence wins championships.
But Boogie Cousins, he's another 4 year away removed from his Achilles injury, so he might be almost back to the player he was before.
Yeah,
but it's too much to ask him to get back to that 25 points, 12 rebounds.
We're never going to see old Boogie, but no. I miss old Boogie. He was fun to watch. He was a great player.
But he's playing with his best friend, Anthony Davis, again. So
yeah, true. The team's back together.
So it could be a good partnership.
You don't really know with it, because it could be a great season. They could get far into the playoffs.
Yeah. Or
it could just crash and burn.
Look at the start of last season. We thought Lakers are top seed. They'll contend with the Warriors. And they just self-combusted.
Yeah, but that was mainly injuries.
And trade rumours.
Yeah, LeBron didn't help that by trying to trade the whole roster for AD. Well, he did it in the end.
Look at injuries on this team. LeBron, he's injured now. Last season, he missed the majority of it. Yeah. So it's the start of the end for him. Anthony Davis is always injured. Boogie's always injured now. So you never know.
Moving over to the east side, and a bunch of fans that are very happy with what they've done. The Nets.
Yeah, they've had a very overrated off-season. So overrated. Like, yeah, Kevin Durant is good, but Achilles injury, is he ever going to be the same? When he comes back, he might just be another version of Gallinari, 20 points per game. Like, he might never be the same. And when you look at last season, when they went on a magical run, got to their 6th seed, but all the players, when you look at the stats, like in terms of like net ratings, all the players who are positive in the ratings, they got rid of them all. Like D'Angelo Russell, Ed Davis, Damari Carroll, Jared Dudley, they've just got rid of them. Everyone, Alan Crabb, they're all gone. I know, they just left with all the worst players from last season, and you've added Kyrie Irving to that mix. Like, that's not a good solution. Like, I can't see this ending well for anyone as part of that team.
Yeah, you're looking at the Nets. They're all calling themselves playoff contenders. I know with a lot of bookies, they're one of the favourites with the Clippers to win the NBA next year. But it depends how long that Durant injury is.
He's out for the season. If he's tore his Achilles, he's done for the year.
And then you got to think, like, if you look to next season, if you look at the list of players who have torn their Achilles, they don't usually come back as good as they were before the injury.
The only one who's ever returned back to the way he was Dominic Wilkins back in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Since then, if you have an Achilles, it's a career changer.
And obviously we know Kyrie, probably not the best guy to have around the changing room.
Definitely not. It's toxic. If you look at Boston last year, Kyrie dominated the ball. So whenever Jaylen Brown or Tatum or whoever else got the ball, they're like, oh, I got to shoot this, because if I pass it, when am I going to get the ball back next?
Yeah. So
you could see the same with Joe Harris or Karis LeVert or Taurean Prince. Like, as soon as they get the ball, they might just chuck a shot up.
Yeah. But if Kyrie does change his ways, which is unlikely.
Very unlikely.
At the stage of his career. They do have a good team, though. Karis LeVert will get you a good amount of points. Same as Harris, Prince, Jordan might be okay. Dinwiddie and Temple off the bench. They've got a decent side.
It could be. I mean, they could get 35 wins. They might get the 8th seed, but I feel people are overrating them so much just because they signed a star player.
Two star players.
Yeah, one one's playing this year.
Yeah. So, again, the same as the Lakers, it's kind of hard to tell. It could be well that Kyrie could become this excellent playmaker, start racking up all these assists.
That's never going to happen. He's just going to get the ball, shoot 30 times a game.
Yeah, but the potential's there for them, but is it going to go like
Boston last
season? Like Boston or like the Cavs before them?
Yeah.
Which is probably the most likely option.
What I think is going to happen, they're going to get to about December, they're going to have a losing record, all the pressure's going to be on Kyrie. He's going to panic a little bit and say, oh, I've got my knees hurting, I've got to sit for the rest of the season. Ditches the team. Then they just collapse.
Then they turn into the Knicks of last season.
Yeah, and they get a high draft pick. When Durant does return, not next season but the year after, and he's like 80% of what he was before, he might be enough to drag that team to 45 wins, maybe 50 if they have a good year. They might make a second round of the playoffs, but yeah, I'm not high on this team at all.
No, we can tell. Well, after these years of Durant leaving OKC, I just started to like him again. I got over him snaking us, and I thought maybe he's an okay guy again. And then I saw he was going to the Nets, but then he trades to the Nets for D'Angelo Russell, which is another snaky move. But I can't see Russell staying on the Warriors team. I feel like they're probably going to trade him. I don't see Clay wanting to play at small forward.
There's been a lot of rumours that the only reason they signed him was to trade him eventually.
Yeah.
But with Clay out for, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the season, it would be smart for them to keep him for now. Then when Clay comes back, then see what you can get for him. If Clay does come back in time for the playoffs, he's obviously not going to be 100%. No. But just tell him to stand in the corner and shoot threes. Do you think Curry, Russell and Clay, Draymond Green and Willie Cauley-Stein could make some noise in the playoffs?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is that a team that can try and go and get a championship again? Probably not when you look at like the Clippers. When you look at the competition they have this year compared to previous years when they've won it. I'm a big fan of Russell. Will Russell and Curry work in the backcourt together?
Not much defense there. They're more like, they're not similar, but like they're not too different. He just like shoot the ball and play make. But I don't know. I can see him getting to the conference finals, like if they have a nice run through the playoffs. But when you're looking like how much Utah, Denver, like how good these teams are, even Houston still, like it's quite tough.
Yeah, obviously, Corey Stein coming in as a replacement for Boogie.
He's just a high energy guy. Like don't expect too much from him. Like he can dunk the ball.
Yeah, you
Can't do much else.
could see him average. Didn't he average like 14 points a game last season?
Maybe.
If he gets anywhere near that, they'll be very happy.
Yeah.
'Cause in recent years, they've not had a high scoring centre. Obviously, Boogie's had his injury problems.
They never needed one really, have they?
No, but I think they kind of do need one now.
They could do with a bit of help.
I feel like this season, for them to go far and have a good season, we might see Curry average about 35 points a
I think
game.
you might have to.
Well, Draymond might be having a Russ season, averaging a triple double. Russell with like 25 points. Corey Stein with 15, and it could work for them. It could be really good,
Yeah.
or it could not. There's a lot of teams that just maybe.
And like the bench isn't like strong, but like they got some good pieces like Kevin Looney. They brought him back. Like that's
Yeah.
a massive signing.
But their bench has never been strong. They've really relied on their starting five.
'Cause they never had a strong bench.
Yeah.
Did they? But their first round draft pick, Jordan Poole.
Yeah, I've been watching
He's a bucket getter. Like he could score like maybe 8 to 10 points off the bench.
Yeah, I've been watching him in the summer league, and his first game wasn't
Yeah,
great.
he's had a couple of tough games to start, but I think
But he's got good form, and I feel like he'll make some open shots.
I think he scored over 20 points last game.
Yeah,
And he's got something that RJ Barrett doesn't have. He's twitchy. Like when he's got the ball, he can like go any direction he wants. Like he's not stiff. Like he can get anywhere on the court and get a shot off.
yeah. Well, we'll talk about RJ Barrett a bit later, but let's move over to your team. Let you finally talk about your summer. Butler's gone. How do you feel about that?
I mean, at the start of free agency, if you told me we would lose Butler and Redick, I'd be, oh no, the world's ending. Like, how are we going to bounce back from this? But I think somehow we're a better team. Like, we lost 2 key starters, but we come out of this a better team. We're bringing in Josh Richardson and Al Horford. But the reports came out with Jimmy Butler that the Sixers had to choose between him and Ben Simmons because they didn't like each other. So we were going to lose Butler anyway, and the fact we were able to get Josh Richardson, who's 4 or 5 years younger, a better shooter, and he only averaged 2 points less per game last season than Butler. I think that's a fantastic replacement, and he's not ball dominant. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's happy to stand in the corner, wait for a 3-pointer and shoot it. And then Al Horford, what a signing! But when we first signed him, that signing more or less like split the fan base. Like, fantastic player, one of the best defensive bigs in the league, but he's 33 and you're giving him 100 million.
But who in the league's going to mark Embiid now?
Exactly.
Who's going to stop Embiid?
Exactly. Now they're on the same team. Like, I'm more than happy giving him as however much money he wants. I don't care. Like, he's going to be 37-year-old earning like 40 mil a year, like 30 mil a year. Like, I don't care. Like, he's not going to score 20 points a game, but he just does more stuff than that. Like, if you look at the Boston team last year, yeah, Kyrie was getting all the points, but Horford was the most important player for that team because his defense, his passing, the way he got everyone involved in that team, and he can shoot, and he can work down low. He got all the post moves, and again, I think I probably already said this before. He's probably the best defensive big man in the league. So you're pairing him with Embiid. Like, who's going to score on us? Like, are we even going to like concede like 80 points per game? Like, you got Ben Simmons, he's an elite defender. Josh Richardson, he's an elite defender. Horford and Embiid, both elite defenders. And then you got Zaire Smith and Thibault coming into the game. Both could be elite defenders one day. Oh, it's hard to not get excited about this.
Xavier here first. Sixers can go 82-0 this season. Only conceding 80 points a game. But with Tobias and Al, I didn't think you were going to get them both.
Yeah,
I
same.
thought maybe Tobias would go and you'd bring in Horford. Or Tobias would stay and you wouldn't get Horford. How do you think that's going to work? Do you think Harris going to fill in that small forward?
In today's NBA, he's a bit too like slow-footed for the 3, but because we got 4 elite defenders, you can just chuck Harris on the worst offensive player. Like, you don't have to worry about him too much. But I mean, we got a big lineup. We got some very long boys, long players.
And on the bench as well, Milton, Ennis, Scott, Zaire Smith, Thibault,
It's
O'Quinn.
not like an amazing bench. Like, Milton in some leagues has been really disappointing, like turning the ball over he's been passing the ball really well, but I mean, Mike Scott, he's not going to set the world on fire. He might come in, hit some threes. James Ennis, like sometimes he looks like a bit lost, but I don't know. He, every now and again, you'll have a decent game. But yeah, I think this move makes us the favourites to go to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much pressure on the team, because I don't want to be let down again. But I think it's between us and Milwaukee to get to the finals.
Moving on to the Knicks, they're a team which halfway through last season they were saying Kyrie's coming, KD's coming, Zion's coming, and they got Julius Randle instead.
I feel like Knicks fans are obviously disappointed, like over like the initial shock that they didn't get any star players, but like their team is far more improved on last season. Like, they had a good off season. Like when you forget about the fact they failed in getting KD or Kyrie or Kawhi or Zion, they had a good off season. Signing Randall to a 2+ 1 year contract. I mean, you got a 20-point per game scorer there, and then off the bench, Bobby Portis, Bullock, Taj Gibson, Alfred Payton, Wayne Ellington. Like they're not amazing players, but they're good veterans for the young players to learn from.
Yeah, they've got a nice young core. Dennis Smith Jr., Knox, Robinson, Trier, all players that I'm fans of, and I feel like could really improve in the future. I quite like the Knicks. Yeah, they've not done badly. They've got quite a few power forwards to work with now. Probably signed a few more than they probably wanted.
They've got a lot of players.
Yeah,
who are like in the same position. Like maybe they're gonna make some trades to cut that roster down.
Yeah, it's gonna be a better season than it was last year for the Knicks.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they had a better record than the Nets.
We'll have a predictions podcast nearing to the end of the season, but yeah, it doesn't sound like you're too keen on the Nets.
Not at all.
Celtics replaced Kyrie with Kemba. Probably a good deal, isn't it? Kemba finally gets... Well, I say he gets a good team. It potentially could be a good team.
I think the fact that they got rid of Kyrie is going to do more like good for the team. Just getting rid of that like bad personality off the team is just it's going to help Tatum and Brown and all the other young guys on the team. But Kemba, he's another ball dominant point guard, but he's not as hostile as Kyrie.
No, yeah, he's more friendly.
I think like Jaylen Brown and Tatum, they're going to feel like more comfortable in the offense, and like I said earlier, like with Kyrie, as soon as they got the ball, they went, "Oh, I got to shoot," because when am I going to get the ball again? But now they can sort of relax and just play their game. But they lost Al Horford, their most important player. But
they got Taco Fall, and I mean, any team with the Sixers, didn't he? Any team with Taco Fall is gonna go far in the playoffs for me.
Well, you got Horford coming back now, a year off his injury, so he might be.
Six man of the year potential.
He might get back to like 18 points a game, maybe. They could be decent.
Moving on to who we think are the winners and the losers of this free agency so far. Owen, who do you think has won it so far?
Well, I think we can both agree the Clippers. The main winners.
No, it's been awful for them.
Being able to get 2 stars and keep more or less the same roster intact, they did amazing. Like, amazing. Can't speak highly enough of them. The other winners, Philly, maybe I'm just being biased, but I think we improved a lot, bringing Horford and Richardson. But the underrated winners, I think, are the Indiana Pacers. They lost Darren Collison to retirement for some reason, like 31 and he retired. Quite shocking. They paid Malcolm Brogdon some big money. They got TJ Warren for next to nothing in a trade. They signed Jeremy Lamb, who I was praying the Sixers would get, but I think they really improved their roster and they could be fighting for the top 3 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Pacers have improved their point guard position. With Collison retiring, Brogdon's a much better player. He stays healthy. He's a good player. He turns up in some games, great free throw percentage. I like him.
That's the problem, he can't stay healthy. He always misses games.
Thunder are winners. Alright, moving on to losers.
You didn't say a winner.
I don't care. Fine then, I'll choose a team.
Yeah, you've got to choose one.
A team that have won it for me. Well, maybe not the winners. Obviously, Clippers probably are the winners, but the Pelicans have done alright. Obviously, with the AD trade getting Lonzo, Ingram, Josh Hart. They also got Redick, who's going to be good for them off the bench.
I don't expect any defense from him, but
no, but
they'll come in and hit some threes.
The points will be nice. Derek Favors coming in as well. So yeah, I'd say that they've had a decent free agency so far. Obviously, more things can change. Moving on to some losers, you're definitely looking at the Raptors. Lost everybody.
Well, they put all their eggs into one basket, waiting on Kawhi, and now everyone's off the board. I mean, they did sign Stanley Johnson and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really impactful players.
We didn't really talk about when we were talking about PG leaving, the fact that the Raptors turned down a trade for Westbrook and PG for Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. Essentially,
and Kawhi, really, because Kawhi would have stayed if they.
Essentially, they chose Pascal Siakam over Kawhi, PG, and Westbrook. And that's crazy to me that they turned that down.
It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there must be some miscommunication there.
Like, Siakam's a good player, but he's not that good.
He's not Russ, PG, and Kawhi, is he?
He's not going to be scoring 60 points a game.
No, they've given up a lot of points there.
Yeah.
But you're looking at that team now, and it just doesn't look as good. They've not really brought in anybody to replace Kawhi as of yet.
Well, Toronto's always known for having like a very deep bench, like just a good, well-rounded side. But now, all they got on the bench is Ibaka, Van Vliet, and Stanley Johnson.
Do they have much cap space to sign any more free agents?
Nothing.
Nothing?
They've got nothing. They can't sign anyone.
Be lucky if they make the playoffs next
They
season.
can sign players to the veteran minimum. So
Yeah.
I know. I think they might get like the 5th or 6th seed, but they're gonna get knocked out in the first round. Definitely.
Another team that's not maybe had a great free agency so far, the Wizards.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Wizards fans.
I feel like they should just fully rebuild, give up, and give the Thunder Bradley Beal. Just because I want Bradley Beal. And we'll give you Adams. Adams for Bradley Beal sounds fair to me.
Yeah, I don't think they'd accept that.
But I'm looking at their team thinking, Beal doesn't want to be there. Beal does not want to play with any of those players.
No.
That's not going to be a fun season. They might win 15 games if they're lucky.
It's like the starting five just looks so bad. Like
what, Ish Smith at point guard?
Maybe Isaiah Thomas, but he's washed. He's washed up now. Jonathan Simmons, small forward, and maybe CJ Miles. Like, that's awful.
I do like CJ Miles. He
They
did.
got a rookie at power forward, Hachimura. Thomas Bryant is decent, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's just decent.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
And they still got to pay John Wall $45 million a year for the next
how,
like 4 or 5
how
years.
long's John Wall out for?
The rest of the season.
Oh yeah, Wizards. Good luck in the lottery next year.
One of the other biggest losers to me was Phoenix Suns. Like, they needed a point guard. They were linked with D'Angelo Russell, but the rumor was they turned on a chance to sign him because they thought he'd be a bad influence on Devin Booker, even though they're best friends.
Yeah,
So-
they've spent the whole off season together.
Yeah, so they overpaid Ricky Rubio instead.
I mean, I like Rubio, but he's not quite D'Lo.
He's not worth $17 million a year. They did get Dario Saric in a trade, but I mean, he had a very bad spell with Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Baines is an underrated pickup, very good defender, but they just didn't make enough moves to really propel themselves into the playoff conversation.
No.
They're just going to be fighting for the number 1 pick again.
I was going to say they got Kyle Korver, but they're looking to.
Yeah, they're buying him out.
Yeah. But if you look at that Suns team and take Rubio out and put D'Lo in,
It looks
better.
like
it looks 10 times better for me.
yeah.
The fact that I like the fact that players play with like their friends. If Booker and D'Lo together, I think that would work really nicely. The same way that Dennis Schroeder's favourite player was Westbrook, and he came to us, and he's looked really good while he's been with us. I like the fact that when players play with people that they look up to and people they're friends with, I think it always works.
Yeah.
So I think the Suns would have a good team if they would just gone for Russell.
Yeah. I think the other biggest loser in free agency was Charlotte Hornets. Losing their franchise player, they refused to pay him his money, so instead they overpaid Terry Rozier. What's he done in his career? Averages 9 points on 35% shooting. He had a good playoff run a couple of years ago, but I mean, he seems to be still living off that glory. But you never know, he could come out and average 15 points, 20 points a game. But looking at the rest of that team, like, it's just a yikes, isn't it? Like Malik Monk, missed a 30% field goal percentage. Miles Bridges is decent.
Batum on all that money.
Yeah, overpaying Kid Gilchrist, overpaying Cody Zeller, overpaying Batum, overpaying Biyombo, overpaying Marvin Williams. It does not look good for them at all. Like, Michael Jordan was such a good player, but you can't run a team to save his life.
No, it doesn't seem like.
So we both watched Zion Summer League debut against RJ Barrett. What was your thoughts?
Well, I'm so happy I stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch 9 minutes of Zion.
Yeah.
With the only highlight of him stealing the ball off Kevin Knox. I think we're going to be right with Zion. We don't really rate him.
When you look for potential superstars, you look like what what skills do they have in their arsenal that they can build upon? Like, John Moran, he's an elite passer, he can score, he can do just about everything. But then when you look at Zion and his skill set, what does he have? Like, he can jump high and he can dunk pretty hard. That's all he can do. Like, he's not a gifted passer. He can't dribble, he can't create space, he can't create his own shot, he can't shoot. Like, there's so many red flags, and his knees are gonna blow up by the time he's 22.
Yeah, it's not a great sign that already he's had to step out of the summer league because of his knees. Yeah, they only said it was precautionary, but still, even the fact that they have to take him out on a precaution makes me think that my prediction of I'm giving him like 3 to 6 months before his knees blow up. I think that might look good at the moment.
Even if it was like a serious knee injury, like, the last thing the Pelicans are gonna do is tell their fans, oh yeah, Zion has really messed up his knee, like, and he might not be the same player again. So it doesn't look good for him.
No, it doesn't look good for Zion.
When he was driving to the paint against Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox, like, he wasn't able to just bully them out of the way. Like, he was getting bullied himself. Like, he wasn't able to finish over players or through players. So I think he's definitely going to struggle early on, and the media's going to get on his back, saying, is he a bust? And
yeah.
You see how the media can ruin players, like Markel Fultz.
Yeah, and if your whole game is about strength and you're struggling to beat Mitchell Robinson, one of the skinniest centres in the league, at the rim, it does not look for you. Another player which may be a bust, RJ Barrett.
See, I was never a fan of him. Like, I always thought he was so overrated. People saying he was the top 3 player. I had him, I think, like maybe 10th or 11th on my draft. Like, when you look at this game, he can't create space. He doesn't have quick twitch. He has tunnel vision. Like, when he's dribbling, all you can see is the hoop. Like, he doesn't look for any open teammates. And like, it doesn't matter how heavily he's being guarded, he'll just chuck any type of shot up. And you're seeing him struggle in Summer League because he doesn't have the ability to really get past NBA caliber players.
You made the suggestion to me that he looked a bit like Ben McLemore.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, he only averaged 10 points in 32 minutes against the Pelicans.
How would he shoot 3?
Shooting 22%, 4 from 18, 1 from 8 from 3-point. He did, every time he got the ball, he just thought, let's run at the rim. I saw him like finish well once off when he got fouled, but when he was in the draft, I didn't really watch much about him. I kind of just glossed over him and watched everybody else. So I didn't know what to expect, but I saw people giving him a lot of hype, so I thought he probably might be good. Then watching the games he's played so far, obviously putting up 10 against the Pelicans, and then against Phoenix last night, he only put up 8 points in 31 minutes, shooting 20% again, 3 from 15 and 1 from 5 from 3.
I think like these type of struggles, is partly down to like being like a New York player. Like, the New York media is relentless. Like, they will like chip away at you forever, and like, you see like rookies often struggle there, like Neil Aquina, like drafted top 10, awful. Kevin Knox, he had a good summer league, but as soon as he started playing in New York in Madison Square Garden, he struggled for 80% of his rookie season. And now Barrett, I can see the same struggles again. Like to play and succeed in New York, you have to have a certain type of mindset. Like Ignas Brazdeikis, like he's a nutcase. He's made for New York. Like someone like Jimmy Butler, he's made to play in New York. I don't know if Barrett has that sort of mentality and mindset.
Yeah, talking about Ignas Brazdeikis, last podcast, I did predict him to be a great player, and I mean last night he did put up 30 points, shooting 57%. They did lose, but
he completely outshone Barrett.
I do like him. I think I'm a fan of Brazdeikis.
It's like, I got a feeling, because we're going to be, as a Philly fan, I'll be seeing him 4 times a year. So I got a feeling I'm going to hate him very soon. But as I said before, he's the type of player, you'll hate playing against him, but if he's on your team, you're going to love him.
Yeah, he's a player that you can easily hate, it's fair to say.
But yeah, he's tailor-made for New York, and it wouldn't surprise me if he has like a better rookie season than RJ Barrett. Yeah,
but like you said, Brazdeikis is like, he's got the arrogance of a player that is really going to shine in the media. He said when he was in college that he loves to be hated.
Yeah, and he played for Michigan, one of the biggest schools, one of the most hated schools because they're so successful. I feel it's kind of like New York. Like, you have to be prepared for all the criticism. And well, he showed he loves when fans boo him, he loves it. He thrives off that sort of environment. So yeah, I can't see him not succeeding in New York.
I'm a fan. Rookie of the year. Maybe not rookie of the year, but I'm a fan. Any other players that stood out to you in this summer league so far?
An undrafted player from Milwaukee, Dalton Gomez, played against the Sixers. He lit us up. So he went undrafted, but he was one of my under the radar players. I was kind of hoping the Sixers would pick him up on a 2-way contract, but unfortunately he went to Milwaukee and he torched us. He just hit shot after shot after shot. Yeah, really impressive. Also, the Sixers' second round pick Mario Shayok. I wasn't expecting anything from him, but he's been outstanding in summer league. He honestly, he looks like a PB Durant. He's the way he the moves, the way he dribbles the ball, the way he shoots. He could crack our roster this season.
Well, so we're watching him tonight. Day recording this is the day of OKC versus Philly in the summer league.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
We'll watch that. Hamid Diallo's gonna ruin you. Another player that I've been quite impressed by, Kobe White. He's put up some decent points, against the Cavs last night. Put up 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 43%. I mean, shot 0% from 3-point, but
I haven't watched too much. I only watched glimpses of his games. But he doesn't look too bad.
No, yeah, he might be probably one of the better point guards in this draft class.
Well, yeah, where was he drafted? 7th?
6th, I think.
Chicago signing Satoransky and having Chris Dunn, who might limit his minutes early on. Yes, he'll have to earn his minutes.
Yeah, probably. Another player, maybe one in the draft this year, was in the league, played for the Jazz last season, but Naz Mitrou-Long. This has played really well for the Cavs against Chicago in the same game. He put up 21 points. The game before that against Minnesota, he put up 14.6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's put himself on the map a little bit.
Well, yeah, he's had a couple of 2-way contracts before in the past, but he's never been able to crack into the NBA. I don't know, he's getting on a bit now. It's been a couple of years where he hasn't really improved as much as people thought he would. But who knows, maybe he'll get a chance somewhere.
Yeah, you're looking at these teams that don't look great. May as well give them a chance. Thanks for listening to the second episode of the PostUp podcast. Hopefully we'll be back next week to talk about something. We'll figure something out. We'll decide something. Hopefully more things happen for agency. Hopefully OKC don't trade Russ and everyone will be happy. And we'll also talk about more goings-ons in the summer league. See how the rookies get on if they play more. Not a lot of them are injured at the moment, which isn't a great start for their careers. But thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter is down below. And see you next week.